Moonlight is overrated Oscar trash, and if 1,000 people on Twitter want to drag me for saying it, and even if Barry Jenkins, the director himself, wants to join on in, go ahead, but it's true. So let's talk Moonlight. Before talking about why it's Oscar trash, let's actually talk about Moonlight in and of itself on its own. Moonlight is much more of an art film than it is just a traditional movie. There really is not much of a plot. It is much more story, and it's based a lot more on emotions. Barry Jenkins uses a lot of unique cinematic techniques really well to bring emotions out in place of plot, in place of dialogue, in place of exposition. And his style that he uses, I think he really mastered it with If Beale Street Could Talk. But with Moonlight, like I said, it is broken up by 3 different chapters. I would say they feel a lot more like 3 different short films. On their own, I think would be great short films. Again, there's a level of mystery in each one that doesn't throw the exposition in your face. The problem with this that I have is that because it doesn't feel like chapters, it feels like short films, there is an emotional undercutting from sections 1, 2, and 3. It makes sense what it's doing. Emotionally, though, you are investing in different stories, the same theme, the same life, the same man. There is some disjointedness in terms of those transitions. So it's cool, but emotionally, more than anything, it registers as an experiment. Moving on to the fun part, Moonlight is still a piece of overrated Oscar trash. The audience is leaving and the Oscar is losing its value because the Academy voters consistently give the Best Picture award to movies that an Oscar-sized audience is not watching. Whether or not they want to forget it, the entertainment industry does actually have a job to entertain. The Oscars are a celebration of movies. That's the point. Just look at the viewership back from 1971 whenever Nielsen started tracking it up until 2014. 2014 to 2020, it has been a 120% drop in viewership. That trend keeps going, this thing's gonna be gone. So do not say that the Oscars are not dying. They're absolutely dying. They have been for the last 8 years. 2 things started happening in 2014 onward. Best Picture was consistently awarded to movies that drew a very, very small crowd. Take the amount of money that audiences paid to go and see the Best Picture winner, it was worth $79 million. Take 2014 to 2021, $35 million. Already, half of the audience isn't even seeing the movies that are now starting to win Best Picture. And what started happening right along with it, the Oscars consistently drew smaller and smaller crowds. Oh, but hey, what about streaming? A movie like Gladiator, back in 2001, on the night of the Oscars, already had an audience worth $187 million. That's not gonna happen with a Best Picture today with streaming. All right, fine. You can make a better Best Picture list by looking at everything else nominated and the money that it made. Gravity, $270 million. American Sniper, $320 million. The Martian, $228 million. Arrival, $100 million. Dunkirk, $188 million. Black Panther, $700 million. Joker, $339 million. If you're gonna cry because of Joker, then take Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with $149 million. Let's just give COVID a free pass for all of the terrible Best Picture options that we have, and we'll just make it 7 instead of 8. The audience size of that first list was $39 million on those Oscar nights. The audience size of the second list is $306 million. That is an Oscar-worthy size. I really don't care. Neither should anyone else. If you think that 12 Years a Slave was a better movie than Gravity, or if you think there's no way that Arrival was anywhere near as worthy as Moonlight. I don't care if you think that for some reason Green Book was the better option than giving it to Black Panther. Whenever that movie, by the time the Oscars had happened, the audience was the size of $700 million. And with how quickly to dead the Oscars are moving right now, Ford versus Ferrari, if it had won, had no place winning over Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'd rather have that discussion with 1,000 people than to agree with a very small select amount of people that watched Parasite that really did deserve to be the movie of the year. For the last 8 years, they've now gotten everyone accustomed to the fact that the Best Picture winner is gonna be some small niche movie, and the excuse will just be, oh, it's the host, oh, it's the songs, oh, I guess it's politics. Or yeah, just movies that have broad appeal are just not really there for the Oscars, which doesn't make any sense. You nominate movies that have broad appeal. Do that for 8 years in a row. 12 Years a Slave, Birdman, Spotlight, Moonlight, Shape of Water, Green Book, Parasite, and Nomadland. That is a list of overrated Oscar trash. Hey, or not. Keep awarding niche stuff every single year. Whenever the audience bottoms out, ABC will pull the contract, and then the Oscars can share the live stream with the Indie Spirit Awards. Thank you very much for watching, and be sure to subscribe for future updates on reviews and movie news.